Whew. Let me tell you guys something. Um, I haven't talked about. Let me just play this game while I talk to you guys about what I feel like I've been silent for the longest time because I'm not gonna lie. Before, yes, I was kind of a jerk, talking shit on Xbox. But honestly, back then when I used to talk shit, it was mostly for all in good fun. Just jabbing, poking at Xbox fanboys.
Before we go any further, I got something I gotta show you.
Ah shit, it's still loud. Hold on, this is not gonna do. Sorry, as I was going. But recently there has been something that I feel like I need to speak on, and something that really no one's been talking about. I feel like something that no one has been really kind of and I've watched a lot of videos on this subject, mostly because I'm into the gaming industry, and what I mean by that is like I'm into seeing what PlayStation is doing a lot. But not only PlayStation, I feel like a lot of Xbox fanboys like turn away from what PlayStation is doing. Like they don't want to hear it, they don't want to see it. Mostly because I feel like they'll get tempted. If not tempted, they'll be annoyed that Sony is doing all these great things and putting out all these great games, even if some of them are remakes. Um, Meanwhile, Play Xbox isn't even doing remakes. They're not really doing anything. They're trying to reboot Halo, and I mean, look at what's trending on Twitter now. Sorry, let me concentrate a little bit on this. So let me put this down, because I feel like I cannot hear myself. I feel like this is way quieter. This should work. Should I do 10? I think 15's fine. Um, no, it's still loud. I don't know why. I think that's too loud still. Okay, let's try 10. Fuck it. And
New toy from the toy
yeah,
box.
there you go. I can kind of hear myself now. So basically where I'm trying to go with this is so right now I'm showing you gameplay of a remake, not even Last of Us 2, but technically Last of Us 2 looks somewhat like this. I think the Last of Us remake just for some reason looks like a PS5 game. Like,
Nail bomb. You gotta
oh,
get
he's
closer.
talking.
There's a
Um,
buddy standing there.
and here's something that I want to talk about actually that I feel like nobody has been talking on, right? Um, Everyone's saying, Fire343, this and that, but I want to bring your attention now back to the days of when Xbox One came out and they were trying to do this huge DRM, which I'm surprised people were so kind of like shook at the fact that, Xbox did it and Sony wasn't planning on doing it. And I'll tell you why, from me as a Sony, kind of a Sony. I've been in Team Sony ever since I can remember gaming. After like the whole Nintendo era of my life, of Super Mario Brothers, of everything that you can say that has to do with you know, like Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, basically all of those, um, or even Sega, even freaking, yeah, I know I'm old. And after Game Boy, when I got really into gaming and stuff, I was. It's not like I chose. This was just something that we had. We had a PlayStation 2, I believe, was my first. Not even PlayStation 1.
Stop telling me you're
Honestly,
scared.
I've never played PlayStation 1. However,
Over
I
here.
don't think my parents were at a financial state where we could really. No, I don't know if this is too loud, but it's not like I was in a state where I can pick.
Still sitting there?
Um,
So we take that battery and put it in the
Sorry, I'm just
Let's go.
gassy right now. I'm drinking soda,
Again, this ain't too
doing what
taxing.
gamers do.
Stranded on that part of town.
But anyways, I'm saying
Joel needs a car.
as
Car's damaged.
as soon as I could play
Sounds
like
like the
actual
fix is in the
consoles and not
details.
Nintendo stuff,
This ought to work.
I remember that um PlayStation has been always where I've been at. PlayStation 2 came out. I was on it like probably midway through its cycle life. That's how late I was to the whole real console things. Then PlayStation 3 came out, and I think it was my mom asking me because she was gonna plan on buying it because she knew I was gaming. I've been gaming since I was a baby, basically. And I think she wanted to throw me a surprise for what I wanted, but she didn't want to get me the wrong console. And I don't know why, but I feel like my mom knew that she just had to make the right decision and not get accidentally the wrong console for me and just not like it. She wanted it something for me to be special and for me to like it, for me to choose, which was probably my first decision on whether I should pick Xbox or Sony PlayStation. And the reason why I'm taking you all the way back there is kind of to get you where I'm coming from and how I read these companies. However, the Xbox 360 was coming out around this era. There was a little console. I don't know if you guys know it, called the Zune. Um, I think that's when um, I was really into Apple at the time. So when I saw the Zune, I was like kind of intrigued on what it was, but I was really like, eh. I really liked the feeling of my brother's, iPods or, the kind that he had. So I was like, you know what? I just want to give you guys an understanding of why I've always kind of never liked Xbox. I remember when they were trying to just do this whole. I think this was when they were trying to do the whole their own phone thing. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, or I don't know if I'm just fucking that old or something. But um, yeah. So I remember when they were trying to do their phone, it was just an ugly, ugly design with the fucking tiles. And at first, I got one for free because I just found one in the restroom one day and I just kept it. And this was at the time where like security wasn't that heavy, so I just kept the phone. Yeah, I was kind of a douchebag for that, but honestly, I was a kid. I was a kid at this time. I really didn't know. Like, I mean, I did know right from wrong, but I just didn't have a phone at the time, and I've always wanted one. So I was just like, my parents never bought me one. So, little Miss Horrible Me fucking took that phone and never asked who it belonged to. I deleted everything before I could even give myself a morality choice. Um, Anywho, I hated that fucking phone. First off, it didn't have any apps. People are complaining that Samsung doesn't have any apps.
I swear to God,
You guys have never touched a fucking Microsoft phone before, I swear. That thing had literally not even some of the basic apps like fucking Snapchat, I think. I forgot what apps it was. No, I think it was um there was some apps on there that I feel like it didn't even have it, and I think it was Instagram at the time. I can't remember. I just remember that at the time I was using a app that I really liked, and Microsoft didn't have it on any place that I could try to go to. I think if I wanted to go to that type of website, I literally had to open the web browser. Like that's how bad it was. Like so, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so I hated that fucking phone. I hated the tiles. Honestly, I feel like if it wasn't for me getting that phone, I don't think I would have been so scarred from those fucking ugly tiles. But I was. So I fucking hated it.
if you got
Yeah, I
time,
know. I got Ellie fucking rocking the Kill Bill thing. So after the phone, I was looking at updates honestly about, Microsoft's phone updates and stuff like that. And from what I saw, they were very disconnected from what their fans wanted. I mean, in my case, if I bought the phone, I'm not saying I did, but what I'm saying is like if I did buy the phone and I was supporting them, um, you know, why basically, so I don't want that. I don't want to, what's it called? I don't want to sound like a dickhead for getting a free phone even, but I'm just looking around and I'm just like, ooh, mine, mine. Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted.
I'm distracted too.
Um, so when I got the, so when I saw how like disconnected Microsoft was, I don't know who's in charge of the whole phone side of things, but I just didn't like it, and at the time, PlayStation 3 was getting a lot of hate
Look,
what's it called? For
I
PlayStation
think
basically raising up the prices. But honestly, they weren't raising up the prices because they didn't have a reason to, or because they wanted to throw in a camera bundle with you. It seemed to me like a, and I think they did, what's it called? If you look at videos on it, they did admit that they didn't want to have the PlayStation at that high of a price, but because Sony wanted to be ahead of the game, like have the best, um, basically kind of like a PC looking, like how strong it was type of console. I don't know how Xbox did at the time, but they had like a more superior and cheaper, basically. But I feel like at the time Microsoft could just, because they were so new into the lifespan of gaming. So how I saw it was this: PlayStation 2 was one of the biggest success Sony has ever had, mostly because people wanted a DVD player, and at the time, a PlayStation 2 was cheaper than a DVD player, and on top of that, you could also game on the damn thing, you know? These things I fucking hate it. Um, so I felt like that was more Xbox trying to think of like what can we do to oh yeah, I have infinite ammo. Hold on. If I go to my options here, or do I have to go all the way back? Oh man, I think I'll do that in my next checkpoint. Um, yeah, those things are ugly. Uh, I didn't get infinite ammo. Ooh, that thing got close. Okay, where was I? Sorry. Okay, refilling. So basically what I'm trying to say with that is, um, oh, I hear something. Okay, thought it was right next to me. I'm tripping. So what I'm trying to say is, sorry, I'm getting distracted by all this. Like, this game literally engages me. Like, it's not something that I could just really. I don't know why I picked this game. Mostly just so you guys can see what you guys are missing out. Not really to be a dickhead, to be honest, but more like to kind of, I think I could get this bow and arrow. Kind of to show you guys, like, what the possibilities are of gaming and how much I feel like Xbox players are kind of letting slide. Like, these are the amazing things that you guys could have had if you chose the right console. Anyways, let me tell you why I feel like I never made a mistake staying on Sony. Uh, oh no, don't tell me he found me. Crap, 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 crap. Okay, 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 get out of the way! Oh shit. I always forget what the running button is on this game sometimes. Shit, that fucking made me sweat, you guys, not even gonna lie. Let me see. I think it's under extras, gameplay modifiers, there we go. So I can do it. I thought I had to go to the main menu for this. Anyways, so yeah, I felt like the reason why Xbox at the time was very much competing with Sony was because, um, even though the Xbox, the original Xbox, was pretty successful, it still didn't come anything close to the PlayStation. And I felt like Xbox really had to show basically the world that they belonged in the gaming industry. So they did it at a super very cheap price, and I feel like they could afford that because I mean they've been freaking multi-billionaire company for the longest time. I mean Windows has been around for as long as technology ever has. Um, so what I'm trying to say is, in the beginning, Microsoft wasn't so stingy and greedy as a company because they were just starting out. You know, they wanted to have a positive impact, and you can tell if you look back on videos of when they were showing off the original Xbox and when they showed off the Xbox 360 that they were very much trying. So after the Xbox 360 and its success of literally beating Sony in the game because the PlayStation 3 was such a failure with how much money it costed and how infuriated people were at the time at the ridiculous pricing. But you have to remember Um, the PS3, I believe, had Blu-ray in it. Probably one of the first consoles to have Blu-ray, and sorry, infinite crafting, yes, infinite melee durability, enables infinite weapon durability. Oh yes, enables listening mode range. Oh wow, really? Okay, I'll probably unlock that in a bit. Uh, all players are one-shot kills. Sign me up. All player melee attacks are one-shot kills. Sign me up. Explosive arrows. Ooh, that looks like fun, to be honest. Uh, okay, I think I'm good now. Slow motion reduces game speed to 50% when enabled. Uh, reduces game speed to 25%. I think it's this one. Yeah, okay. Mirror world or mirror on death horizontally flip the world rendering every time you die. Ooh, that's interesting, but I'll try that later. Okay, I have infinite ammo now. Hell yeah, let's burn the world, you know what I'm saying? Anywho. Look at this shit, dude. I mean, how you gonna look at me? I forgot how to run, dude. How do you run? How do you run? Oh, L1. Okay. I mean, if you don't think this is cool, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest. Sorry, I'm enjoying this so much. Let me switch. Let me switch into something beautiful. Oh no, oh no. I think I missed. How did I miss? Let me put you out of your misery. Okay. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, so, right. So what I'm saying is, back then when people thought, and this is people accusing Sony of being like a greedy company after their success, and who knows if that's the case, but to me it seemed like an honest mistake, like, oh, I'm sorry we couldn't have this console at a cheaper price, as many of our fans want that to be the case um, because we're just trying to release a very amazing console, basically. Um, so I didn't really take it personal when they raised that price, and it wasn't. So basically, when my parents asked me, the PS3, I don't know if it was a Slim came out, so it was very cheaper at the time. Like, how can I explain this? Like they lowered the price of the console by that time, so it was like more affordable. And between my mom and my brother, they both got it. I loved the console ever since. Um, why didn't this switch to this gun? Okay, that was weird. So onto this now. Oh wow, this thing has a lot of recoil. I have to like, you know. Okay, yeah, these things aren't creepy. Yeah, that's how we do it in Texas. Just kidding. Um, yeah. So moving on from that. I love my PlayStation 2, by the way. By the time The Last of Us The Last of Us Part 1 came out, well, it wasn't even called Part 1, it was just called The Last of Us back then. Ooh, let me get this guy real quick. Did I, ooh, headshot. That was a good shot. I'm proud of that shot. Oh, no. Bam. Okay. Oh my god, every time I play this console, the what is it called? The the feeling of the I don't know if I'm making any sense right now. I'm just the what's it called? You know what I'm talking about, the triggers that have like feedback. The reason why they changed the name from DualShock to DualSense, I love that in this game. It just feels so good. And when I'm using a bow and arrow, it feels amazing. Anyways, so I love the PlayStation 3 era on my. Also, I believe on the PlayStation 3, we didn't pay for any services about like playing online and everything. And since at the time I was a kid, like I loved that feature. Meanwhile, people on the Xbox 360 were paying for that, and I was like, I get that the internet's better on there, but I don't think I had much complaints to begin with, like for me to be, you know, complaining about it, especially because it was free at the time. So, because I think those are like some of the very legitimate understanding viewpoints of why people switch to Xbox or love their Xbox, and I'm like, I get that, honestly. Oh, wait, what the? Did I not do this right? Oh, sick. Let me get this guy on the leg. Okay. Alright, let me get him on the butt. Oh no. Okay, what was I going with this? Oh yeah, there's a poor sucker right there. Look at this guy. Oh dang, I love seeing that in slow motion. I just get a thrill off of it or something. I don't know. I'm weird. Don't know what else to say. Let me change this real quick to a shoddy. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Oof. Okay. So moving on from that, um, again, I never saw that as like PlayStation being greedy. I just saw it as an honest mistake. Then the Xbox One came out, and honestly, that's when I'll say shit really hit the fan. Xbox just missed the mark so hard. And again, when Xbox did this, I wasn't really surprised. I was more on the like who didn't see this coming type of thing, because if you remember back to when I talked about the Zune, that's when they really tried to even get money off of that. Like I don't know why, honestly, thinking back to it, maybe that's why Microsoft is such a mega million corporation, just because of how greedy they are. Now, I don't know anything about PC or Microsoft on that aspect, but I feel like if I did, I probably would have hated it. I probably would have switched to Apple if I could at the time, if I was adult enough to get one. Uh, Mostly because I feel like if I don't know, I just feel like Microsoft, a company just doesn't go from non-greedy to greedy one day like this. And I feel like with Xbox, people seem to forget that. The way I see PlayStation as a company, I see them as like a place coming from a lot of what's it called? A lot of respect, a lot of like what is it called when um fucking Ellie. Um Basically, it's hard to think when I'm playing this game because I'm just look at this. Look at this, you guys. Um oh my gosh, I love this game. I think I played this game like I finished this game 15 times already, and this is like my 18th time playing this game on this generation, like with these graphics. Like this is my third time playing through this game, and I am still in awe. Like, how could you not look at this? Like, do you see this? Anywho, I feel like I'm ranting too hard. Um, yeah, so when Sony did that, I mean Sony, Xbox did that with their whole DRM situation, I think I was the only person on this planet that was not in shock or in awe that like how could how could Microsoft do this? Because again, they were the first ones to try the whole Spotify thing before Spotify was a thing. Um, and back then, I think music was so free. Like even if you even if you didn't have a library of games, you could go to friends' houses and they would have a library. I mean, sorry, a library of music, like either by CDs that they've had or CDs from friends that they've had, and all of these sounded great. Honestly, like I don't think I had anything to complain to, especially because I was a kid at the time, so I really couldn't tell about all this difference in quality of sound and this and that. So honestly, just music was gold back then. Um, and Microsoft was one of the first people to try to DRM that, basically. However, was is it a big difference with gaming? I would say no, because if you think about it, gaming and music industry are both like a huge like a lot of money is basically going into that, and it's making a lot of money. So same with video games. I think video games, I heard on the news the other day, is bigger than movie franchises, bigger than even TV shows combined with movies. Like video games are leading the ways of how we've even view cinematography nowadays, and I think Sony has a big part in that because a lot of their games are very kind of movie-like experiences. And I know when I would go to friends' houses, they would just skip the cutscene. I'd be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're gonna skip the cutscene? Like you're not gonna look at that?" And they're like, "No, I don't really care for cutscenes." And I was just like in awe because I love cutscenes. Like cutscenes are honestly will give you a break from playing. Cutscenes, if done well, can amaze you, like they do in The Last of Us, um, Part One and Two, and just any Sony title like God of War or Ratchet and Clank or um, Horizon Zero Dawn, and the list goes on and on. Honestly, I can name so many titles.
This way.
Right,
It's tied on the other side.
Ellie.
What about going through here?
What, the doggy door?
Yes, the doggy dart. Get in there, Ellie. Show him how we do it. I'm just kidding. Let me take a sip of my soda because I'm getting a bit of a dry mouth, and
Maybe you should have given her to Ben.
basically what I'm trying to say is everyone is well. What I was trying to get with originally from the whole backstory and the whole backstory of what I think about Sony and Xbox
I ain't seen this in months.
is that Xbox has always seemed kind of greedy in the way of some of their tactics. Maybe they're trying to do right by everybody, but they definitely weren't thinking of the consumer when they tried DRMing video games. Like, basically, if you were trying to, rent a game, you would have to pay again for that game for full price. So imagine if Xbox did go through with this, because their reasoning, or I guess what they were trying to explain to the public was, GameStop is taking a lot of that money because when you buy a game, if you buy a game new, yes, it goes to the game developers, it goes to Microsoft, it goes to the store, but very little of it. GameStop makes more money selling you used games at a cheaper price because all of that money goes directly to GameStop. However, I think this should have been a war between Microsoft and GameStop. Um, for example, I think they should have, if that was really their case in point of why they did what they did, they should have honestly just, made a deal with GameStop or been like, we don't want our games, like, we want it, or I don't know if they do have any change of that, but like, basically, like, if we're gonna give you money for us selling or for us putting our games in your store, right? And I feel like they have every power to do this. If we're gonna give you a profit of our money when you sell our games through your store, then you guys, when you sell used games, you should give us a profit of the money. So that should have been a thing between corporations. It shouldn't have been a thing between corporation and consumer. Meaning, like, they didn't have to come at us saying, like, oh, well, if you buy a game, it's going to be locked until you pay the full price again, or whatever the price may be. And if you think about it, Xbox, you wouldn't be able to play. like Xbox titles like Halo Infinite at a cheaper discount used at GameStop because they would own it, like lock it until you paid for it. And who knows how ridiculous prices for games would have even gotten. And because Microsoft does set standards in the video game industry, for example, Xbox Live, right? On PlayStation 3, that wasn't a thing. However, on the Xbox 360, that was a thing. People had to pay it. It wasn't unusual to Xbox people. Ah, man, I'm running out of breath just talking about this because it's so amusing to see why people are so in shock or in disbelief that a company such as Microsoft would do such a thing. Oh god, that sounds really creepy. It sounds like my tummy when I'm hungry. Oh no, okay, I fucked up right there. That was my bad. They sound so ugly, but so satisfying to kill. Um, oh, here's what I came for. Came for these towels and sheet. Um, okay, I think okay, so back to what I was talking about. Um, so so when people started posting the whole, now that you understand my perspective, kind of in like what I think about um people putting all the blame on Halo Infinite. And now I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to tear your attention away from um from Halo Infinite to another game that's kind of going through the similar thing of it dying. Um, and that would be Marvel's Avengers. The reason why that game failed wasn't only just because of the gameplay. Like a lot of people said that there's no reason of having a dodge button if they can't dodge certain aspects. Like they can dodge one person's hit, but then because they have so many enemies coming at them, it's almost impossible to dodge every hit. So when you do dodge one hit, another hit will attack you. Like because you block that one robot's hit, but the other robot's incoming hit, like that's what hits you, and that's what's so frustrating about the game. Uh, this pool is so disgusting. Yeah. Anyways, um, so um, so what I'm trying to go with that is the biggest reason why I feel like that game failed is not even because of the game. I feel like people could have seen through, and I think that will still be the case when the game becomes like free DLC for the whole public. Like they admitted that they're gonna stop updating the game and that everything in the store, everything you see in the store that's so ridiculously expensive. I saw items on there for $50 for like a set of a character's, and it's not even much, honestly. They were charging 50, $60 sometimes that you would have to pay for you to get enough credits to get just go right now if you don't believe me. Go to Marvel's Avengers, open that game up if you have it. Look at their beach stuff, um, and look at how much that thing costs. You're gonna have to spend at least $60 on that. A whole that's mind you, that's how much games cost. At least back in the day. Now I know it's like $70 or something like that, but that's still almost worth like a whole game's worth, and they're charging you that for a couple of skins. Um, and I feel bad for anybody that did pay for that because now they admitted that everything on the store is going to be for free for as a thank you to everyone like me that bought the game Marvel's Avenger day one, that had hopes for the game, kind of like what we did in Cyberpunk. Wait a second. Interesting. Okay, I just realized something playing this game, but maybe I'm tripping. And I wanted to hit triangle when she said that she wanted to talk to me, but it didn't give me time enough to hit triangle. Like, what the heck? So, I'm running out of breath talking about this because it's so exhausting seeing people be so shocked and not putting any blame on the right people. And something that I would tell my friends that when they would get upset with me or get upset because there would be a lot of situations where instead of getting mad at the boyfriend, the person will get mad at the girl that the boyfriend was flirting with. Like instead of getting mad at the person your boyfriend was flirting with, get mad at the right people, basically. Kind of like instead of getting mad at the boyfriend's girl that he was like flirting with, get mad at your boyfriend. That would be the right person to get upset with because that person probably didn't even know they were dating somebody. So why would that person have any fault? Um, but basically, always blame the right person. Never blame the wrong innocent people in your life. And I feel like right now that's what people are doing with 343 Industries and blaming the wrong people. They're blaming 343 Industries. And another quote that I want to bring back from Marvel's Avengers is that they were saying that the reason why the game failed wasn't because of the developers, because a lot of developers,
That truck sticking out of the school right there.
sorry,
Come on,
a lot of developers posted on Twitter or something like that
shove them up there.
that they were huge fans of Marvel, that they wanted to make the game right by Marvel fans. However, every time they tried to, they were either fired or pushed away. Or was that a, or was that Halo? I forgot, but I was watching videos on Halo Infinite and Marvels at the same time, so I'm getting confused on whose it was. So I don't want to give you false information, but I know one of those two companies said that they wanted to push the game onto the right direction. However, the higher ups were like, no, we are focused on games that are more, heavy on. Oh man, it's like, who do I go for? I got you. Oh yeah, try your best. God, I love this game. Mind you, they didn't have this slow motion feature back when I played it, so it wasn't as easy and breezy going through this. If I turn it off right now, I'd probably struggle more. But I'm so glad that they do have that feature because it literally saves me so much time. Um, so yeah, so what I was trying to get with the whole Avengers thing is that, you know,
Ellie, run! Run!
we should mostly try to blame the right type of people. Oh god. This is my nightmare. Those guys came out of nowhere.
That was easier than I thought it'd be.
So
They must be holed up somewhere else.
thinking back to blaming the right type of people,
How do we get inside?
um, again, we shouldn't be mad at the developers of whoever said that, whether it was Halo or Avengers. We should be mad at the higher ups that stopped the game from being great potential by focusing more on the online services of online bullshit of what plagues mostly every game. Except for, if you notice, which is why I'm playing a PlayStation game right now, it does not plague Sony games, and that's why Sony fans don't mind paying $70 for a new game, because if that means that we don't have to pay $70 for 3 sets of clothing, um, then shit, you know, then we'll pay for this. Like, like it's easy math if you think about it. Sorry, I turned on my flashlight. So what I'm saying is, let's get mad at the right people. For once, let's not get mad at 343. They were probably people are saying that they had their ass in their thumbs throughout the whole time, and who wouldn't fire them if nobody saw progression. But I don't see anybody really blaming Phil Spencer, because think about it, Phil Spencer is the one in charge. Phil Spencer is the one that's overseeing everything, kind of like Sony is overseeing. I don't know if you guys heard anything about the Callisto Protocol, but the reason why, from what I've seen on videos, I don't know if they're true, but I guess I believe it because supposedly Xbox has the best hardware, right? Yeah, for some reason I see a lot of gamers, even big YouTube gamers that like talk about video game news and then they forget that they talked about this type of news. Like I'm like, what? How do you forget something like that? What am I supposed to do with this ladder? Like, hello? What? Oh, okay. It's like, speak to me. Okay. So, yeah. So I see big YouTubers talk about this and then they forget what they even said. But, because I see some big YouTubers that talk about video games say, like, why is Xbox the biggest,
Up there.
strongest console there is, but the Callisto is running better on PlayStation? And then, like, 3 weeks ago, they talked about why that was the case. And I'm like, do these guys just read scripts? Do they even know what they're talking about now?
We just need
So, um, the reason why the Callisto Protocol is running better on PlayStation, it's not because Sony,
hear that?
paid them money
Move it.
to, oh no, I got this. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, so the reason why the Callisto Protocol is better on PlayStation and not, or running better on PlayStation, is because, um, look at this cutscene. It is like, I don't know how any Xbox can see this and be like Halo, you know what I'm saying? Like,
We'll make it fast.
and people are saying the reason why they don't want to play this type of game is because it's like a zombie game, another zombie game. But I think it's something more special than that. Um,
What? Fucking empty.
look at this shit. This is better than fucking.
Where? Anywhere but here. Where the hall is. Come on. Like poking through.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, the Callisto Protocol runs better on Sony um, because Sony went out of their way to send somebody out. Something that I feel like, what is Phil Spencer doing? Everyone's blaming 343 Industries for sitting around doing nothing. Yeah, no one's putting any blame on Phil Spencer. Because for example, again with the whole Callisto Protocol, I have so many good examples to like why we are not blaming the right people and why Microsoft is the way it is and why it shouldn't even be surprising that these things are happening over at Xbox. And my good example is Callisto Protocol because again, if if Xbox was doing their job, they would have great games. They wouldn't be putting blame on COVID, and if they would, they wouldn't use it at every excuse and trend that they could. Every second, just blaming COVID. And the reason why the game's just 15 years late is because of COVID. It's like, no, you can blame COVID for a 2-year delay. However, anything past that, that should be on you. Because yes, I believe that even Sony blamed them for that, but again, how did they even catch us? I wasn't even moving. Oh, I think it was these guys. Let me see. Come on. Got him right in the head. Come on, come on, come on. Oh yeah. Where's the other guy? I'll just get him again. Oh god, I love that. So satisfying. Um, so yeah, Callisto Protocol runs better because somebody from Sony went out to Callisto Protocol in the development of the making of the game to basically talk to developers to tell them how they can make it run better on PlayStation or how they can perform or like basically push it to its max for PlayStation without any problems like stuttering or jittery or any frame rate drops, and if there were frame rate drops to reduce that as much as possible. Look at this guy. Yeah, on Xbox it's running worse because maybe game developers. I also heard Xbox Series X, the newest console of gaming for Xbox. They kind of did what PlayStation 3 did back in the day, which was make it harder for developers to make games. Um, just making their life harder. So, of course, when they have the patience and love from somebody from Xbox coming over and saying like, "Hey, we can help you guys to basically make this game run at its best, and so you can use all the features of PlayStation that has to offer with the DualSense and with the PlayStation 5's, SSDs like opening worlds in 2 seconds." um, they were basically like, you know, let's um, let's help you out. So they did, and now because of that,
More on the way. Be on your
um,
forward.
basically, it is
This ain't gonna hold him for long.
an amazing experience on PlayStation. So again, what is Phil Spencer really doing? And I know everybody loves Phil Spencer for whatever reason because they just want to love on Phil Spencer for whatever reason.
Ellie, take cover.
Did I just kill it that fast? Okay. Damn, the difference of slow motion, eh?
Ellie, just stay away from it.
It's not throwing anything at us because I killed it. I think I killed it too fast. I might have broke the game.
What was up with that big guy?
He's just been infected for a long time. They call them bloaters.
Bloater. Okay, got it.
I hate to interrupt your little biology lesson, but can we get the fuck out of here, please? Get on top of these bleachers. Give me a boost, Joel.
Hold on, dude. Did we even check out this room? Oh god, it's disgusting in here. Okay, I got me nuts. Okay.
Go, people.
Moving on from that, I think we should focus our hatred,
All right, come on.
and I feel like it shouldn't be 343 Industries that gets fired. Yes, however, maybe some people that I feel like Xbox, while working with them, if they feel the need to fire certain people, they have every right to. However, putting all the blame, it's kind of like, do you guys remember when the whole Xbox One came out and everybody was blaming what's that one guy's name? Um the guy that they blamed for the whole DRM thing. I think we were blaming the wrong person because firing that guy really didn't do anything. I felt like Microsoft Microsoft kind of saw the opportunity of, oh wow, they're not blaming us, Microsoft, as a company. They're blaming this guy, the head of Xbox at the time. Like that was Phil Spencer's, but ever since then they hired Phil Spencer. But I feel like everyone, if they directed their hatred towards the right person, I think Xbox as a gaming industry would have been better off. And um, I think his name was Dave Maverick or something like that.
This way.
Was it? I don't know. I think I'm trying to think too hard on this, but I think we should have been blaming Microsoft, not the poor guy. Honestly, I feel like the guy was just taking orders from higher ups, aka Microsoft. Because again, if it wasn't for the whole Zune thing, when Zune wanted to DRM music from the beginning, I don't think I think people would have been rightfully so blaming the guy at the time, the higher up for why the games were the way they were, or why, um,
Keep going. I'm right behind you.
Hurry, Joel.
I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say, but like, this fucking game just throwing zombies at me left and right. See, no, here's another one. I love this part. Ah, dang. Okay, I gotta get out of here.
Inside the house now.
So that worked out well. Okay, I'll go check out this side of the house.
Bill, somebody had the same idea. They stole my shit. Well, then what the hell is plan B? You ought to be thankful you're still drawing breath. That was plan A, B, C, all the way to fucking Z. And furthermore, tell Tess that she could take this job. Don't you bring Tess into this. Shove it right up nothing to do with... Jesus. What, you know this guy or something? Frank. Who the hell's Frank? He was my partner. He's the only idiot that would wear a shirt like that. He's got bites. Here. And I reckon he didn't want to turn, so he... Yeah, guess not. Well, fuck him.
Look what I found. It's got some juice in it.
That's my battery. That fucking asshole. Get out. Get out.
Okay. Jeez.
Battery's drained, but cells are alive. Meaning? Meaning we push it, get it started, and the alternator will recharge the battery. Is that your guess? Look, you wanted a plan B. This is as good as it gets.
What are you thinking?
Thinking you drive and we push. Jesus. That's more of my stuff.
Sorry, anyways. So yeah, that was a good cutscene. I don't know if it'll downgrade when I upload this to YouTube, but I could see very tiny dust particles. It looks so good on this 4K screen right now.
Let me know when you're ready to finish this thing. I'll give you a holler.
Ah, shit. Okay, so basically, I think that's where I'm gonna finish talking about this. Just, we need to fucking blame the right people. Whether that's Phil Spencer, whether that's, higher ups in Microsoft. But blaming 343, that's really not gonna do much for you guys. It's just gonna be the whole situation of Xbox One DRM all over again. Just them trying to prove that they are the biggest by buying all these companies when they really have nothing to show for it. And on top of that, they're not really exploring any new IPs like Sony is. They're basically copying No Man's Sky. They're basically copying these other games that are probably, when those games come out, like Redfall, or what's that other game? That Sky game. That's copying, No Man's Sky. I feel like the games that they tried to copy are gonna be better on the original games. And I feel like a lot of people don't believe me. Sure, the graphics might look better on those other games, and maybe even not then. But I feel like there's already games that are like that we can play. Um, I have no interest on No Man's Sky, so why would I want to basically, buy a game that's literally No Man's Sky 2.0? I feel like Xbox are just making these shitty games half-ass, um, you know, for what? You know, what I'm saying is we should focus on the right people to blame. If you guys stay on Xbox or keep supporting this whole Xbox Game Pass that they're giving you, you're always gonna have not even subpar games. You're gonna have unfinished, up the ass pricing with microtransactions. Games that we're always gonna blame the developers, but never the higher ups for pushing through on their promise and basically blaming the wrong people. We need to focus our attention because honestly, I want a reason to own an Xbox One X or Series X. I mean, sorry, they both sound so similar. Such a horrible name. Um, but I want a reason to get an Xbox. I don't mind the controller. The controllers like they feel solid. I think the Xbox controllers felt solid before the PlayStation 5. Now, however, I feel like the PlayStation 5 controller feels more solid than the frickin' PlayStation 4 did at the time. And now I feel like Sony took some, but that's what I like, the competition. But if Xbox fails to try or doesn't even try anymore, what's going to become of gaming? What's going to become of the future of of the gaming industry when Xbox is out of the picture and we have Nintendo over here being the new standard of what gaming should be, and we all know that nobody really likes Nintendo because they're charging us so much for games that are so old. And let's just say it's not going to be a good idea to have Nintendo as our main competitor now if Xbox decides to quit. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Thank you for hearing me out. I think we have a promising future ahead if we just focus our speaking up basically against these companies to the right people. I think that would only be better for the future of gaming if we can just fire the right people and not the wrong people that were just doing their job. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. This was me giving my thoughts as a PlayStation Sony fan that, doesn't really have a reason to get an Xbox, but really kind of wants to find a reason to get an Xbox. And I am about to die, aren't I? Okay, that was close. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Thank you for basically hearing me rant about something that I think, even though it doesn't affect me as a as a consumer of Sony, of PlayStation, I feel like it still should be something we uh we put our attention to because it can still very much have an effect. Ah, no, I died. It still can have an effect. Even though this game frustrates me sometimes, I still love it to death sometimes because things like that. I could have hit triangle, but I don't think I hit it fast enough. Anyways, look at this game, you guys. Look at the beauty of it. Is there anything, and I want you guys to be honest with me, is there anything really that you can say is on Xbox that kind of gives you the same quality, the same product, the same performance that we have? Do we have anything to say about that with PlayStation? I remember, you know, I think Xbox fanboys just need to stop being such fanboys and really, and I'm starting to see that, honestly. I'm starting to see that with how Sony is speaking up towards 343, but again, I think we should just focus on the right people for once. Focus on really, asking, instead of asking 343 Industries what are they doing or what have they been doing all these years, we should be asking Phil Spencer what